Hi guys, we are back with 2 more Goosebumps books. We have The Blob That Ate Everyone, the girl's best friend, and we have The Curse of Camp Coldlake.
And this version,
oh yeah, the newer,
which is very
print.
different.
And
I
horrible.
don't know if you can hold it closer. It's zoomed in and the colors are really off.
Yeah, I hate the outside. The pink looks awful, and the zooming in, like it just, I don't know.
This
you
one's
lose so
really
much of the
noticeable.
image. Yeah, you lose that one. Yeah, because some of them you can't tell quite as much, but this one like you
But this
lose
one,
a lot.
You lose a lot from it.
But anyway, so to start off with The Blob That Ate Everyone, and even though it's not up yet, we actually filmed. We had watched the Jack Black movie before, and we had filmed a video talking about the TV series called VHS up here and the movie. And I kind of wish we had done that, later after reading this, because holy crap, I totally forgot the general plot of this one, where it is about a young writer with his typewriter, and everything kind of comes to life.
With his typewriter.
But it's also a semi homage to like the Blob, like the
Oh,
movie,
no,
but it's different enough. This thing, but we have
Mine has a Toys R Us sticker on it.
Toys R Us. That will be legitimately gone eventually, like pretty soon.
No, everything I love.
Read it and scream. A famous horror writer. That's what Zachy Beachcamp wants to be. He's writing a story about a giant blob monster, a pink slimy creature who eats up an entire town. Then Zachy finds the typewriter in a burned-down antique store. He takes it home and starts typing. But there's something really odd about that typewriter. Something really dangerous, because now every scary word Zachy writes is starting to come true. My goodness.
You know what I think of when I think of a pink blob monster?
What, Trump?
Kirby.
Oh, Kirby. Oh, okay.
It's Kirby.
Yeah,
But not.
It's Monster Kirby.
It is. It's like a weird Kirby thing.
Demented Sega version of Kirby. But no, I mean overall it wasn't. I thought it was a pretty good story overall. Like it just.
It was a really good story. I enjoyed it.
I ended up giving it an 8.
I gave it an 8.5.
Okay. Yeah.
I really liked it.
I totally forgot the plot of this from reading it as a kid, to where I didn't even recognize when we watched the movie that much of it is. I know, but like just the basic premise is so much like from this, and like I don't know.
But this was better.
Yeah, this is better.
This is better.
It's better than the movie. We won't talk too much about the movie because that's another video. But anyway, this was it was pretty good. I like the premise of it, and it worked well, and it really fits sort of like the way the cover art is, like a mixture between a 90s Goosebumps book and like a 50s horror movie, sci-fi horror.
There's a lot of that, like Twilight Zone, like 50s,
there's a lot of
60s
feel from
there.
that. Like I feel like it's the right age to have grown up with that too.
I think so. Yeah, and he definitely enjoys Rod Serling and all that. I don't know. I really liked it. I think it's weird that the kids collect things, like random things, like worms when they're bored. They just like randomly go out and collect things.
Some people do. Future orders.
I really don't like the whole typewriter thing. I think it's such a horrible myth.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to be a writer, and I'm going to sit with my smoking jacket in the
but I do think
study with a candlelit room.
It's different reading this now, because now that's such a like hipster bullshit, like annoying thing.
NCIS.
But I think by this point it was still kind of a romantic notion. You know what I mean? Rather than just reality. I
feel like it's just so bizarre.
Yeah,
no one's gonna write a book.
Yeah, unless you literally
unless you
grew up with a
to.
typewriter and you're just so ingrained in that. Like that's the only reason I can see, aside from being pretentious. Like half the time I expect someone to like take a typewriter to their local coffee shop and like drag it.
Well, now they actually have, and it actually looks kind of cool. Those the digital typewriters that are like the keys are more like computer keys. Yeah. But that's a computer at that point.
Yeah, like why bother? Yeah. But moving on to the next one, we have The Curse of Camp Coldlake.
Oh my gosh.
Sink or sink. Camp is supposed to be fun, but Sarah hates Camp Coldlake. The lake is gross and slimy, and she's having a little trouble with her bunkmates. A lot of trouble.
She has a lot of trouble.
They hate her, so Sarah comes up with a plan. She'll pretend to drown. Then everyone will feel sorry for her. What an angsty bitch. But things don't go exactly the way Sarah planned, because down by the cold, dark lake, someone is watching her, stalking her, someone with pale blue eyes and a see-through body. This would have been a slightly more adult version of this would have been an awesome like 80s like horror movie like out in the woods. Like,
this seems like a legit horror movie. This is horrifying.
I think this is probably the creepiest Goosebumps book.
This is definitely the scariest.
We're almost at the end here. We're at 56.
This is I remember this. I remember reading this, and I remember loving this. And this was like spooky. this was spooky.
Yeah.
This was scary.
Yeah, this is genuinely like
This was
spooky and scary and like
scary.
and horrifying and like, but it's really fascinating. And all the characters, even her bunkmates, even like so the minor characters aside from her and her brother, like within the camp, are written well enough that even in their tiny portrayal, even within the context of being able to be like a kid's book for kids to understand, they're still fleshed out enough that you really get their personalities down.
Yeah.
Like you believe and you see those girls and her bunkmates and things like that. Like
well, and even the way she is.
Yes, yeah.
Like, she's a bitch. She's crazy. But at the same time, she's
Okay.
so believable.
But you like her and you relate to her.
You can relate to her because
Yeah.
everybody's gone through that.
Yeah.
Where like you're having a bad day, everything's bad, you don't want to be here,
Yeah.
and then you just like lose your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You just snap at somebody, and then you
Yeah.
realize and like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that.
And the horror elements were great.
It was
really,
really
so well done. I love this one. This, I mean, now is my only other 10 out of 10.
This is a 10 out of 10 for me
You got,
too.
you really, I didn't think you would.
I love this one. I love this as a
I love
kid,
this.
and this
Really?
held up too. I knew this
Yeah.
one was going to hold up because I remember reading this, and I remember reading other horror stuff at the same time because I
Yeah.
was super into like Anne Rice, and
Yeah.
I just remember I love this.
Yeah.
And it held up because I read this after I was a kid.
This is
And
another
this one
another one of those like elite few that, even though some of these that I'm going to talk about aren't necessarily my favorites, I think there's a very small handful that can still be appreciated as an adult, even though it's just, you know, like on a kid's level, you can still appreciate it really much as an adult, not just from a nostalgic point of view, but like it's still a good like little story.
It's a great
and
story.
there are very few that I think really have that quality, but this is one of those few. I
And
love
the
it.
ending worked really well.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
great.
I
It's
really
fantastic. Yeah.
I love the ending. I feel like the brother is going to be like completely screwed up for life now because he
Yeah.
knew what she was going to do,
Yeah.
and like he didn't stop her.
But even he was great,
Like,
and I love that weird relationship where he's the younger brother, but he came
he's-
across as like the more mature one, just because of her anxiety issues and things like that. Like it really,
Yeah, she was definitely
yeah.
neurotic, and I
Yes,
love that about
yeah.
her. Like she just had like such weird ideas of like logically, I'm going to do that. I'm going to just pretend
Yeah.
to drown because
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
everything will be okay.
But
I
even just
love
her
that.
interactions with her bunkmates and things like that dynamic, and just her trying to like want to address this like social like situation, but going at it completely the wrong way,
But
and the
I think
reaction
as
of
a
those
kid, you
you
would.
try to,
You do.
and the
You do
reaction
things
of her
the wrong way.
bunkmates is like stuff like it really is like the way a young preteen teenage girl would go about it versus like the average preteen teen boy. Like there's different
Yeah.
ways that they would go about that interaction, and it worked
Well,
really
we've
well.
even seen that boys
Yeah.
just hit each other and throw things at each other and torture each other, whereas
It's
girls
totally
had
different.
take a
It's-
much more psychological,
Yeah.
manipulative
Yeah.
approach to that.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I have never understood is how everybody sees Brianna, the one bunkmate.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
everybody sees her, she's totally normal, everything's fine with her, and then at the very end you're like, wait a second,
Yeah.
wait a second,
Weird tick.
wait
But
a second.
no, yeah, I think I love this one.
I love it too.
Absolutely
This is a great one.
So 2 great ones in a row, and we'll see. We're getting down towards the end, so we're gonna find out in the next couple of videos. Did the original run of Goosebumps go out with a bang or a whimper?